everyone, I am making right now out of scrap paper some snippet rolls. The base I'm using is some masking tape, sticky side up, and it's sticky. Everything's sticking to it. But all I'm doing is taking some scraps that I had on my desk and ripping the paper in different sizes and just randomly sticking it on the masking tape. And I will do that until the whole base is completely full with different colors of my scrap paper. Different sizes I'm tearing, just different ways. But this is, it's really fun. You think as you go, you're thinking, ugh, I don't think this is going to work right. But actually it turns out pretty cute toward the end whenever you're finished. But I'm just using whatever I have. I had made some scrappy flowers earlier, and I still had the papers on my desk, so I thought, well, I'll do some a snippet row. That way I can cut it in sections, and I will have some embellishments saved up to use whenever I need them. So I put the scrappy flowers and this together, and it did pretty good. But just get whatever scrap paper you have and just start sticking it on your tape. Just tear and stick. You can ink the edges of each piece, and I didn't do it. I love to distress. I'm a distressaholic. I ink everything. But I waited and I did it toward the end. After I was finished, I inked around before I cut them up. But you can just fold them up and stick them in your binder or in your folder, and they store really easy. And when you get ready, all you got to do is just snip and put it in with your things. Put a paper clip on it, glue it for a belly band or anything. But as you can see, it's coming together. Just put it here and there. Just cover up all the tape. If you see that a little piece of your paper isn't completely sticking down where it's overlapping, just put a little bit of glue. You'll see me do that here in a little bit. I use a little glue and I kind of help glue it down. But after, I think I'm going to sew it after I get all the base on there and everything, and put my little embellishments that I want to use, which isn't much. I kind of kept it simple. That way I can always add to it whenever I decide on what I want to use it on. So I just kind of tried to keep it a simple colors and everything that I knew that I would use later on. But I'm even using the parchment paper that I coffee dyed the paper on. So I'm even adding that in there. There I go with the glue. I'm going to add a little glue to glue down that little flap. But it does it. It really falls together pretty well. You feel a little bitty sticky hoe, just add your little something. I add and I take off, and because I don't like it. But we almost got it. Filled up. But I mean, you could do all kinds of patterns that you wanted to do. Just anything. But I am fixing to start another shabby journal, and I think that these colors and this will go good in it somewhere. So that is what I'm doing. That right there is just some old graph paper and book pages and just anything I can get my hands on. I tried to use that, nah, it didn't work. We'll throw that back. I'm still looking, trying to see if I used it all instead of repeating, trying to make sure I get all my scraps there. Here's a little piece of doily. I'm feeling to see if there was any sticky parts. Cute little words. But yeah, it doesn't hurt to oops, there we go. Doesn't hurt to overlap from your tape. That kind of gives it a little character, I think, instead of just trying to even it all up. I think I've almost used all my scraps, or at least once or twice anyway. It's coming along. I'm still feeling a little bit of sticky. I'm having the worst luck with my fabric tack glue container. It keeps busting the little nozzle. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm guessing I'm going to have to order some bottles from Amazon and see if those will work, because I'm wasting so much of it. But we almost got her here. That did not want to stick down on that. I tried to use some of that parchment paper. It was not going to work. So back to draw some different words. So there we go. We found something. I think I almost got it. I don't like that. Need something different there. There we go. Okay. Oops, I felt some sticky. But that's all you got. All you got to do is just tear your paper and start sticking. Just start collaging. And when you first start out, it's like, ugh, I don't think this is going to look right. But it does. It ends up going pretty well. I think it's pretty. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to, I want 4 sections. So when I do go to cut, I want to have 4 sections. So I'm going to lay out my little tickets that I made. And I'm going to have 4 tickets for 4 sections. And Let's see what else I can put some fabric, I guess, behind it. See what I'm going to do here. There's that one. Can have some fabric there. And the other ones I'm going to use this cream color, I guess, behind them. One for that one, and put some more down. And then I wasn't satisfied with that. I wanted to add some lace behind it, so I think I'm going to cut some white lace and stick some white lace to kind of brighten it up a little bit. So I'm looking for some lace. Found it. So that's what I'm going to do there. I'm just going to stick some little lace in behind it. And then after I put all the lace down, I go back and I glue it all down. But I mean, you can add anything that you want it to the top. But I'm just after those little tickets. I just wanted, and I made my snippet. I made this tape long enough to have me pretty good size little cuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they're like 5 inches. So I did like 5 inches when I cut, and then that gave me 4, and that's what I was after. Okay, and earlier I had made these little flowers, these little scrappy flowers with the same scraps that I used on my Snippet Roll. So I will add those as well. That way, each of my little sections I have a flower. And I love those little flowers. Just lining them up. Now I am going to glue them down, and I started to glue the flowers down, which I should have waited, and I did. I caught myself and I took them off because I wanted to sew all that, do like a 2 stitches down it, or 2 long zigzags all the way down before I added the flowers. So you'll see me, I glue the flowers down and then I have to pull them back off. Live and learn. I go gluing. But these things are addicting. I mean, so many of them. So I got one more to glue down, and then I will take it over, take the flowers back off, and then I will take it over to the sewing machine and do my 2 long zigzag stitches right down it, and then we'll glue the flowers back on. Okay, now I realize that I glued the flowers down and I gotta take them off. There I go. So I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine and I'll be right back. Okay, I got it stitched down. Let's cut off some of those strings. I'm just going to use my hot glue and put the little flowers where I want them. There we go. We got one more flower to go. And I'm going to have a snippet row. Look at there. See, easy smeezy. And it doesn't take long. Turn off some of those strings. You don't have to sew. So if you don't have a sewing machine, no worries. You don't have to do that. And anyway, I'm going to have 5-inch little snippets here in a little bit. But isn't that cute? You see, it turns out, you would think that it wouldn't turn out, but that masking tape is a really good base. It worked great. So there we go. Ta-da! And here's the finished product. There's my little